The kitchen is a huge mess, but I'm done. I'm done with everything I could do myself. Now someone professional has to take over. These two done, all done, and this mess, I don't know yet, but that's something for another day. Now it's time to make this day worth something, because building an IKEA kitchen is just annoying. And the best way is just to head over to the studio and take care of making music as much as possible. No matter how ruined the day actually was, like arriving at the studio makes me feel good. It's dark already, so I don't have that much time actually left. But I would take any opportunity to squeeze out a little more time, like just working on my songs, especially now that the album is almost like finished. Speaking of the album, I haven't given you any update in a long while. Now only 4 tracks left to finish, 4 tracks that are already half completed. And the vocals are ready, which is usually what takes the longest, getting like the songwriting done. So all in all, with a little bit of luck, I think I will be able to finalize it within 2 months. Like just 2 more months and that's it. Half a year of album production finished. But yeah, anyways, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about with you guys, and that is my second, or actually third YouTube channel, but the second is now cancelled. No more EDM news for now at least. And the second channel is of course The Drop. It's a podcast series. It's just like a test balloon, just trying out things. I started with the first episode with Martin Forwork. It's online now, will be the first link in the description. Me and him talking for 1 hour about him, how he got into music, ghost producing, tips, tricks, secrets, techniques, like everything is in there. You can also listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, and like all of these streaming services. If you're interested to just listen to it while working out or while driving your car, go for it. And then the next episode will be out probably in 2 weeks. I'm not even thinking about like scheduling it, and I don't know who to interview next. If you have any suggestions, just leave them down below in the comments, and don't forget to check out that other channel. Oh, I have to admit, I'm tired. That kitchen, I don't know, made me tired. Like building all of it, IKEA just sucks. I don't know, it's the worst. It just doesn't make any fun. It's time again, my friends, for another edition of Track Submits. The first one this year. Track Submits is the little segment within my daily vlog where I listen to your music and try to give you feedback, help you, as well as the entire community here on this channel. We'll start right away with a song by Virtual Mind called Escape Your Life. That already sounds quite dramatic, so I'm excited. So right here, I get the vibe, like this 80s kind of video vibe, and I like it, but I would change one thing, like that would be the first thing I would change about the song, and that is the kick. There is no real kick, like supporting the entire track and like hitting hard and pumping. I don't know if this is intentional, but if this would be like my project and I would need to improve on it, I would replace the kick and get in there a nice fat kick around 50 Hertz that just punches through. And as you can see in the analyzer, like it's missing entirely, and you need something there that peaks as high as the rest of the song. And also like the very high pet string, like sustained sound is a little too loud. I totally get why it's in there to like emphasize and make it more dramatic and everything and uplifting. It works, but it's too loud. It's a little too harsh, too resonating. Let's move on to the next one by Elias, and this one is called Like This. I'm hearing more and more of these type of kind of songs. I like it. It's solid. I'd say it's like there is someone already working for a couple of years on making music. The mixing is like balanced, nothing is sticking out, but it's also not like polished and refined enough. So here I don't really have any advice than just keep on doing what you do and improve like every day a tiny bit until you're there. It's close. This could be maybe already released, but I would actually, especially with this sound that everyone is doing at the moment, wait a little and like try to be up there and compete with everyone else. But it's a finished song. Arrangement is really nice. Sounds are there. Just, yeah, really just keep it up.
Baby, get wet. I know what she likes. Nice. Baby, I haven't been myself lately. The thoughts that drive me crazy. The distance, I cannot take it. You know this ain't right. You know this ain't right.
Chill, moody R&B. I don't get this kind of music a lot. I like it. I really personally like it. Nothing to complain about it. Mixing wise, arrangement wise, it works. It's good. I would say like go ahead and release it. Release it yourself. Release it with a label. Try to find someone. Maybe make a bunch more songs so that I don't know if the singer songwriter sent me the song or if this is by the producer. But that's good stuff. I like it. I'm just not like an expert when it comes to this kind of music. I don't listen to R&B the entire day, so I can't really compare. But overall, this sounds like something that could be on the radio, like late at night, chilled vibe. Why not? This one is called Lots of Delay on This One by Bad with Names. Yeah, it reminds me a little of that mouse. Like the naming. The sound, of course, not. I don't get the track. I don't know if it's by someone that just started producing, which I'm assuming right here, or if it's someone making something experimental. Like both, I wouldn't want to judge. Because like the experimental stuff is like going into the art direction and it can go any direction. But yeah, for me it's not like a structured song. There is no real arrangement. There is no main sound. Not something that is catchy. The heads sound kind of trappy. It doesn't fit to the rest. I honestly don't know what to say. Maybe someone of you has feedback for this one. And again, if this is by someone that is just starting out, just keep on going. Like, trust me, my first song sounded way worse than this. Like my first tracks. Like that's maybe something for another episode. Let me know if you're interested in listening to my very first very shitty songs. Not bad. I'm not a huge fan of the vocal performance and of the lyrics. The instrumental is quite alright. I like the piano sound. Sounds really nice. And also like the drumming. It's a little cinematic. And all of this combined is maybe something a little new. So just keep it up. And like vocal performance and writing, it's hard, especially if you're the producer, trying to find someone that sings really good and writes good lyrics and wants to work with you and doesn't charge you too much. That's like a whole story in itself, which is really hard and takes some time. But yeah, pretty solid track. Keep it up. Let's do one more. This one is by Cheyenne Biswas and called Matrix. I mean, if you call something Matrix, it has to be good. Because I have to say, Matrix is by far, of all of the movies out there, my favorite. Like the first part. Second and third, not really worth watching, but the first one is so amazing. So let's hit play. okay, not bad. I mean, this is going into like a techno, a little old school kind of direction with this bass line. It's in the drop very simple, kick and bass. That's all you need for dance music, but it needs to be a little better in my opinion. It's not quite there yet. I know so many tracks that do this kind of style and they just have like a kick and bass in there. And if the drop hits, it just hurts and gives you like this sensation of pressure and fatness in the club. This one right here, not. I think like the snare needs to be replaced. It needs to like snap a little better, if you know what I'm talking about. Another kick sample. The bass is fine, so I would just like loop up the drop section and just like try to find a new kick that makes it sound fatter, that goes better with the bass actually, and change the snare for a snare that like has this snap, or maybe like something percussive, something that just like sounds tighter. And another like tip would be to actually add some ambient sounds, like something in the background, because just kick, bass and snare sounds very boring, very empty. It works for like 2 bars maybe if you have like a big white noise or something that hits on one of the drop and like fades out. But if you want to like sustain it for a little longer, there needs to be something else in there. It could be like, I don't know, like street noises, a white noise, vinyl kind of noise. For this track, I don't know, maybe just take something out of the movie and put it like in the background so that you don't really hear that it's there, but if you mute it, you hear that it's missing and empty, and with it in it, it works. This is like something I found out like in the 2nd year of me producing. It just glues everything together and makes everything sound so much better, especially for parts that are very empty and minimal. So this would be like my pro tip for having empty drops that still sound full and rich. Of course, putting reverb on everything, EQing the reverb, side chaining, and if you go minimal, the elements you pick are 90% of the sound. You just have to go through thousands and thousands and thousands of kicks to find the perfect one for that song. It sucks, but that's also part of music production. By the way, speaking of things that suck, it's 4 in the morning actually. I spent so much time working on a song and I'm so exhausted and tired. Like this kitchen thing plus like 8 hours on top here in the studio. 4 in the morning. Didn't really sleep a lot last night. So I think I will just cut it here, head back home and hope that I'm not waking up my girlfriend, because that's something you definitely don't want to do. Like, never. That's like dangerous.
I